met a little girl with a messy little face.
Welcome to the Leo full moon. We are building towards the fabulous, fun-loving, celebratory Leo moon on February 3rd. This is a wonderful energy, and it could be one of the best full moons of the year. And the reason is the moon is in Leo. The sun is in Aquarius. Jupiter is in Leo, and Jupiter is coupled with the moon. They're sitting together, and they're opposing the sun, and they're all in harmony with Uranus. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. With Uranus in positive aspect to both lights, the sun and the moon, this is pouring positive energy into the full moon. And it is creating opportunity. It is creating opportunity for you. Wherever Leo lands in your natal birth chart is where you're having this full moon. Now, if you want to know what the Leo full moon means for you personally, you go to my February astrology forecast for all 12 signs. When I do the monthly forecast, I go into detail as to what the new moons and the full moons will mean for you individually based on your sun sign and your ascendant. If you want to read about the Leo full moon, you can go to my blog and read all about it there. So this is a general forecast for everyone because we all have Leo somewhere in our chart and we all have Aquarius somewhere in our chart. And so it is impacting everyone. And this is a wonderful energy. This is a positive energy. This is an uplifting energy. Leo rules the heart. Leo rules the child. Leo rules creative self-expression, leadership, true love and romance. Aquarius rules the groups we associate with, the friends we like to hang out with, our hopes and wishes. Aquarius rules the new age that's dawning. Aquarius is about joining up with others who share our philosophy, who share our ideas. And when we collaborate with others, there's more power than in the individual. So Leo is about the individual, the hero's journey. Each one of us is on our own journey. Each one of us is a hero overcoming illness, setbacks, challenges, obstacles. Whatever you overcome is what the story is about. So in other words, it's not interesting hearing about people that are entitled or don't have to work on anything. It's the people that have had to overcome obstacles, that have had to overcome handicaps. That's the story we want to hear. That's what we want to know. How did you do that? How did you overcome such challenges? How did you overcome such setbacks in your life? Right? Isn't that what we want to know about? We want to know, how did you get to this place? How did you become who you really are? And that is the mission of Leo, and for all of us, is to live an authentic life, to live a life with passion, and to be who you really are. When you are coming from your authentic self, you're coming from your heart. And when you're coming from your heart, that love light energy goes out into the world and it encourages others to follow their path. That is the greatest gift you can give to humanity, Aquarius, is to role model an authentic life, to role model your passion, your truth. And when we team up with others who also get us and appreciate us and love us, we create a powerful force that can transform the world and bring in this golden age, bring in the new earth, bring in higher consciousness, bring in fifth dimension. And that's where we're going. And so I love this full moon. It is plump with possibilities and opportunities. Jupiter in Leo, coupled with the moon, is positive energy. Jupiter rules expansion and abundance, and opposing the sun, it's bringing to light opportunities that may be right in front of you. Sometimes we can't see the opportunity, and we just see the challenge, we see the frustration, we see the setback. However, at times that's the universe going, don't go down that road, or this may not be the right time to do that. Timing is everything. That's why it's so important to know your astrology. Now, you don't have to be an astrologer. That's not my purpose here, is to make you astrologers. My purpose is to make you love astrology, so you want to know enough and that you understand where you are at this time in your life path journey and your soul evolution. Because when you know your timing and you understand the transits you're working with, that's where the planets are right now, aspecting your natal chart, like this Leo full moon, then you don't have to be so frustrated, or you don't have to be feeling defeated because something's not going your way, or something's not happening for you. When you know your astrology, you can know, okay, I'm in this major Saturn cycle, and I really have to clean things up my game, change this pattern. Right? Or if I'm in a Pluto cycle, I'm in breakdown right now. Things are dying around me. Things are breaking down around me. And I really have to transform and change. So when we understand our cycles, then we can flow with them. We can breathe into them and know that everything is happening according to your divine plan. And that's what it's about. Astrology is here to comfort you and empower you so that you feel in charge of your life. We have no control over what is going on in the world. Our power lies in how we respond to it. Our power lies in who we choose to be, what kind of person we choose to be. Do I want to be positive or do I want to be negative? Do I want to criticize and judge? That kills creativity. Or do I want to keep the focus on me and what I can do and show up and deliver the best that I can bring to what I do? It's like Miguel Ruiz's 4 agreements, right? Number 1, don't take anything personally. Number 2, nothing anyone says or does is about you. That's about their dream, their perception of reality. You see? And so you're not responsible for what others are saying about you or doing. That's their projection. You are responsible for what you are doing. That's where your power lies. And that's the beauty. You're only responsible for the things you can respond to or control. If you can't control another person, or you can't control a situation or an event, it's not your responsibility. See the freedom? The freedom in living an authentic life and being true to your soul. When you line up with your soul, when you line up with your authentic self, you are lining up with your mighty I am presence, your higher self. And when you are lined up with your mighty I am presence, all of universe can flow through you and work through you. When you're not in alignment with who you really are, you're working to please others, you're living from the externals, what other people say, what other people think, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the weather, what's going on in the family, what's going on in the relationships, what's going on at work. Those are the externals that you have no control over. When you live your life from the outside in, you're out of alignment with your soul. You're out of alignment with your mighty I am presence. So when we come in to line up with you, we're lining up like this. So no one can really line up with you when you are not being true to yourself and authentic. And the Leo full moon is about living from your heart, living from your passion, living an authentic life, and being a little dramatic with it too. And The Aquarius part is, yes, it is the logical side. It's the reasoning side. It is about the group, right? So it is about taking your passion and your power and then sharing it with others so that we become a force for good in the world. We become a force for higher consciousness and abundance and prosperity and healthy living and empowerment. The age of Aquarius is the age of empowerment. This is where the individual is empowered. And when you have an empowered individual, you create empowered communities. Aquarius. And the awakener, Uranus, in Aries, is the power of the individual. And as Uranus flies forward in 2015, we're going to see more people take their power back from the externals and empower themselves. And that's what it's all about. Not about having everybody agree with you, not about having everybody singing the same song. That's not the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is following the beat of your own drum, however, allowing everyone else to have their own philosophy and their own beliefs, as long as it's not hurting anybody. And it is where they're coming from. Right? We all have our own experiences based on what we've experienced. And so the age of Aquarius isn't all of us singing the same note in the same song. It is about allowing everyone to be their authentic selves and creating institutions and communities that allow for this originality, the uniqueness, and respect for other people's approaches to life and what they believe. And so having Uranus in this position with the moon in Leo and Jupiter in Leo and the sun in Aquarius is amazing. It is brilliant, harmonious, and positive, and it's creating opportunity. You can gain new insights into your own emotional development, into what drives you, what makes you get out of bed in the morning, what makes you go after your goals and dreams. What do you want in relationship? With the sun in harmony with Uranus, this is a brilliant energy too, because this creates opportunity. Sextile, it's sextile in the sun. And that's opportunity. You have to make an effort with it. You can't just sit there and breathe and just expect Prince Charming to show up at your door, although who knows, anything could happen with Uranus. Uranus is expect the unexpected. Uranus is the surprise agent. It likes to surprise us. It's fun to predict it because things can happen and Uranus can surprise you so much with what you think is going to happen and then what does happen. But it's very positive. So the surprises you get will be pleasant and fun. So here's an energy with this beautiful Sun-Uranus sextile. And don't forget, Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. In this aspect here is creating sudden opportunity and making new friends, new connections, doors opening for you. And again, if you want to know where those doors are opening, you go to my astrology forecast for February, and I go into detail as to where those opportunities are coming in for you. Another thing too is this is a very intuitive energy. So when you meditate and you listen, you can receive the insight. You can receive the insight into where these doors are opening for you, or how you need to handle a situation if conflict comes up, or you need to make changes in what you're doing. This can give you the insight and understanding that you need for your divine timing, for what is right for you. But again, if you're living from your soul self, your inner child is your soul. When you connect with your inner child and you ask your inner child, your soul, what do you really want? That's where the truth is. It's not out here. That's the illusion. What you need is inside of you. And the more you connect to who you really are, your soul self, the more those answers will be available to you. This is an incredibly positive energy. Now, Jupiter and Uranus are still making this fabulous, harmonious aspect with each other. They're trining. It's a trine. And they will be doing this all the way till Jupiter jumps into Virgo, which will come in August. On August 11th, Jupiter moves into Virgo. And so while Jupiter is in Leo, these two are together. And it goes exact in March, but it's on right now, and it's on at this full moon. And it will be, like I said, hanging around all the way through until Jupiter jumps into Virgo. This is my favorite aspect, Jupiter trine Uranus, Uranus trine Jupiter, because it can give you something like you've always wanted your whole life. It can bring you opportunity on a gold platter. Trines you don't have to really work for. You have to show up and say, yes, I will take that vacation. Yes, I will take that new publisher. Yes, I will start that new project, that new business. And this is amazing because with the moon there, it is creating this excitement in your life. And it's creating this energy of, no matter how old you are, there's always more fun for you to have. Or keeping your life fresh and lively. It's very easy to get stuck in routine or comfortable in what we're doing, right? Because when we get things set up the way we want it, why would we change? You see? But that can be a rut too, because you're not trying new things. You're not pushing yourself. You're not stretching yourself. You're not growing yourself. This energy is really encouraging you to get out of that rut, to try something new, to make a breakthrough. And it's pleasant. There's reward here for you. If you do, call that person up you've always wanted to go out with, or make that connection. Go and do something unusual, out of the box, out of the norm for you. And what that does is it puts positive energy into you and your life. And it lets the universe know that you want to keep your life fresh and lively. This energy is about keeping your life fresh and lively. No matter where we are, there's always something new we can learn. There's always something new we can experience. And with Uranus in position like this, every time you reach out to experience something new, you will be successful. And this is a very supportive energy. Now, Mercury is still retrograde. Oh, it can be so challenging. And if you've been experiencing computer glitches or email glitches or having to redo something, having to reschedule something, it's okay. It's just part of the Mercury retrograde. And it will go direct on February 11th. Yay! I'm going to have a party on that day. And so that's good news. I like to give it a couple of days before I start really making major purchases or commitments or plans, because the craziest days with Mercury retrograde is the day he goes retrograde and the day he goes direct. So yes, he's direct on the 11th, but it doesn't hurt to give him a day. Wait to make plans on the 12th or the 13th. And, then things can really start flying forward this year. This is going to be, like February is almost like the takeoff month, whereas January, with Mercury going retrograde in January, it could feel like we were still finishing up 2014, or we were still very much in 2014. And so there can be this really fresh start here, feeling coming in February with Mercury going direct, and then the new moon, the next new moon. That's really interesting because it's right at the end of Aquarius, and just hours later, the moon and the sun jump into Pisces. And so there's this changeover going on here in 2015, and the cosmic message is completions and beginnings, or beginnings and completions. Who said a completion had to come first? You can make beginnings and complete things. And so this energy is speaking to finishing up what needs to be finished and starting new, starting fresh, making new paths for yourself, making new roads for yourself. New beginnings, new relationships, new opportunities, new projects, new abundance. This is an abundant moon. When you have Jupiter, the god of abundance, coupled with the moon, activating the sun, all in harmony with Uranus, this can increase your abundance. This can increase your ability to attract abundance. Remember, the law of attraction is always working. That which is within us is what we draw to us. That's why it's not about the externals. It's not about what other people are doing. It's about what you're doing. It's about what's going on inside of you. If you want to see the outside change, we have to change structurally on the inside. And we've been going through this massive structural change since 2008, when Pluto entered Capricorn. So Pluto's not touching this full moon. Uranus is in harmony with the full moon and the sun in Aquarius. And once Mercury goes direct, that's going to move and accelerate your life greatly. There's another thing going on here too at the Leo full moon on February 3rd. And that's all of this water energy, the goddess energy, the feminine energy. Mars is in Pisces. Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron is an asteroid, but he acts like a planet in our astrology. He's between Saturn the past and Uranus the future. So Mars and Chiron are sitting together. Venus is in Pisces. Neptune, who rules Pisces, is in Pisces, and he's moving forward, so he's very powerful. Pay attention to your dreams. There's a lot of information and insight that can come to you through your dreams now, through your meditations. And we want to still the outer world. Shut off the television, shut off the radio. Be in a space of quiet so that we can hear. So that when the third eye opens, and you keep that third eye open, you can see what is being revealed to you. The Ascended Masters, the angels, they're always working with us. And they work with you when you sleep. When you sleep, you go out at night and you work with the masters in the retreats. And they help you in your life. They give you answers. They give you guidance. They coach you so that when you get up in the morning, you have that answer. You know what to do. You know what's right for you. So if you're struggling with something, ask the masters to meet with you at night while you're sleeping, so that when you awaken fresh with the right answer for what is right for you. And when you do what's right for you, you will be in alignment with your mighty I Am presence and with your soul self. And that's power. That's authentic power. And then when you move from what's right for you and what's your truth, then you will watch things fall into place for you. You will watch things unfold the way they need to for you. And this is what it's all about. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your feelings. They are indicators. But also, as we are in Aquarius, the heady Aries sign, we want to be logical too. So it's about using both sides of the brain. Intuition and reasoning, judgment, logic. And so we want to have a balance of the two. Balance is the key. Now, there's always a dark side to every sign. And with Leo, we can go too far emotionally. We can go too far with our opinions. We can go too far with our, my way or the highway. I'm the queen, I'm the king. And, so there is something to watch out here at the Leo moon, is if emotions are getting too out of control, or people are getting too out of control. With Mercury retrograde, it's very easy for misunderstanding. It's very easy for us to hear something and take it the wrong way, or to feel this need to be right. Right? That's all ego. And, you know, it's fine to be right, but that doesn't make other people wrong. That's polarity. That's duality. That's what we're moving out of. And so, you know, you can be right in your opinions, but that doesn't mean you have to force everyone to agree with you, or else we'll, you know, throw them in the dungeon or to the tower and off with their heads. So there may be some drama here at the time of the full moon. But again, there's so much positive energy. And this is a really feel-good energy. So, you know, just be aware of when you're getting caught up in something, or need to be right, or need to be in control. And you may not have all the facts. You may not really understand what's being said. And, you know, that can be, you know, where then you have to go back and, you know, apologize for not hearing things correctly and getting upset about what was interpreted as something that was not meant that way. So, you know, there's always, you know, a dark side to all of the signs. They're not always, you know, and again, it comes from where we're at in consciousness. Are we walking the higher road? Are we manifesting the higher qualities of Leo, which is generosity, fun, leadership, creativity, love, you know, or are we being the little Leo, the emperor, the empress, the judge, and that depends on where, you know, others are at, where we're at, and, you know, how it's going to outplay. You know, the same with Aquarius too. You know, is Aquarius, right, can be more like Leo, which is coming from the heart, and Leo can be more like Aquarius and be more logical and be more detached and not so reactive. And that's what all, you know, the signs do, is that, you know, whatever sign you're born in, you're also to incorporate the opposite sign. So Leo is the opposite sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the opposite sign of Leo, and it is an opportunity to create the balance, and full moons are always about finding the middle ground and the balance between the opposing energies. And so for Leo, it is about being more detached and shining that light on everyone. The sun is the ruling planet for Leo, and the sun just can't shine on one part of the world. It has to shine on all of us. And the same with Leo. You can't just be madly in love with one person and forget everybody else. And with Aquarius, it is about, you know, not just being intellectual and you know, the facts are, my five senses say, and, you know, I'm just going to be logical, and I'm not going to look at my feelings because they're so illogical. And so it's about creating the balance. You know, the balance between the male and the female, the balance between the right and the left brain, the balance between taking action and receiving, and the balance between logic and feelings. And feelings just are. They can never be right or wrong. We have no control over who we fall in love with. We have no control over who we're attracted to. Your power lies in what you do about it. Your power lies in how you respond to your feelings. That's where you have control as to what you're doing with it. And so this is a good time to, you know, we're building towards Valentine's Day, and remember, the biggest relationship you're having is with you, with self. And how is that going with you? How are you getting along with you? How are you taking care of you? Remember now, if you want a lot out of your body, you have to give your body a lot. And I'm going to talk a lot about that when we get to the Virgo full moon next month. And here we're building towards the Leo full moon. We have a lot of Pisces energy here too at this moon, and that is about compassion and creativity and sensitivity. And there's a lot of insight coming to you right now from your higher self, and your intuition is increasing, your psychic abilities are increasing, your knowingness This is a wonderful energy to love and support you. And Aquarius teaches us to not just love one person, but to love everyone, to be in love with humanity, to be in love with life, to be in love with Creator, Source. That is one heck of a Valentine's Day. And yes, it's beautiful when you are with someone who's right for you and you love that person and that person loves you. It's magic. And that's been one of the challenges here for twin flames, is this dimension has not been set up for twin flame love. That's why their stories are so tragic in history of twin flames trying to come together, because the anti-forces of anti-love on this planet, whatever you want to call them, the dark forces, the archons, the Illuminati, the negative forces, the negative collective consciousness, they don't want twin flames together, because when two souls come together that are the same soul, that power is unlimited. That power goes out into the community and lifts everyone up. And we would already be in the golden age if twin flames and soulmates were together. That is who will be united as we move into fifth dimension, higher consciousness. Twin flames and soulmates. No more karmic relationships. And karmic relationship is where you're in it, but you're not receiving. You're in it, but you know it's not right for you. And yet you can't pull away because you have a debt there. You have to, experience this situation or this relationship so that you evolve higher. I believe no relationship is a mistake. All relationships add value. And they teach us about ourselves, because relationships are mirrors to us. And as people come into our life and we experience ourselves through them, with them, we learn more about self. We learn through the contrasts. I don't want that kind of relationship anymore. I don't want that negativity in my life. I don't want that drama in my life. Leo can create a lot of negative drama, and I know a lot of people feed on that, and that is not higher consciousness. That is not fifth dimension. That is not what the Age of Aquarius is about. And so you want to detangle from that and detach from that, so that you raise your vibration and you come up higher and you are partnering with yourself. The biggest relationship you're ever going to have is with self, your soul self, who you really are. And people that have important work to do, that have missions, they don't have jobs, they have missions. They have a divine purpose. They have to be right with themselves. They cannot be entangled in karmic relationships, or they cannot do what they've come to do. And they cannot be a divine channel because they're too entangled with other people. This is the reason why many people don't advance on the path, do not evolve, because they're too entangled with other relationships, with family relationships, with friendships, with work relationships. They're too entangled. And because of that, they're not clear, and they can't see their way clear. And that's why it's so important to have a healthy relationship with you, have a healthy relationship with your soul. When you do what's right for you, you will be in alignment with what is right for you. And then you'll be able to fulfill your purpose for being here. And everyone has a purpose. Every soul is unique, like the snowflakes. There's no two snowflakes alike. Even twin flames are not identical, exactly alike. And so you want to be following what's right for you so that you can come up higher and you can fulfill your reason for being. You can fulfill your divine mission, your divine purpose. And you can be on fire with what you're doing. And then you'll attract in others who are also in their divine purpose and in love with what they're doing and living a passionate life and are successful. And so love you more than the need for relationship. Remember, relationship is a want. It's not a need. Food is a need. Sleeping is a need. Exercise is a need. Relationship needs to be a want. I want it if it makes my life better. I want it if it adds value to my life, if it makes me better. When you make that your purpose, then you are letting the universe know that you're ready for one who can vibrate at the level you're on, or can be in your life in a supportive, harmonious way. And that's what it's all about. So have fun at this full moon. Enjoy this energy. It's delicious. And wait till Mercury goes direct on the 11th to take action, make commitments, make plans, and happy Valentine's Day.